Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Go.
So the first time that I met Mark, it was at No Excuses, actually. This is, I believe, again, like you said, Anne, a lot of these years are kind of becoming a blur over this time. But I remember seeing Mark in the back of the room, and he was getting ready to go on stage. He was all mic'd up, and I said, "So you have your presentation all turned in? Y'all ready to go?" And he was like, "No, not so much." And I said, "What are you going to be talking about? What are you discussing today?" And he said, "I don't know. I got to figure that out." And I'm like, "Aren't you going on in like 5 minutes?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so I was blown away by him saying that and not having a presentation together. But when he got up there and talked, like, I felt this immediate connection to him. And it was like the entire room, you could hear a pin drop in his stage presence and being on the stage. I'd never seen anything like that. I've never seen anybody present like that. And I've never felt like this connection to somebody from the stage like that. And later on, it was, I think it was out of that where TJ and I were talking to him about doing a product together, and we did the info blueprint together, launched that, and working with Mark over that time, it was this amazing amount of dedication and hard work and inspiration that he had, and this dedication to seeing one of the most successful launches in our company history, of course, but just the care and the drive that he had for other people to see them succeed, to see affiliates succeed, to see everybody just be successful. I haven't seen anything like that. And it was phenomenal what he was able to pull off. One of the other things too was, we had our houseboat party. We had a lot of fun, bringing everybody together. Everybody was really unified through this event. It was amazing to see. But one of the things was, I remember having a conversation. I think I picked him up from the hotel. We went out to it was another event. I remember talking to him, and I said, "How do you get back to these areas in your life that were so painful?" Because that's one of the things that he would share a lot of these times with he and Shani when they were broke, and they were having to ration milk for the kids' cereal, and I was always just like, how do you get to that point? Because these are areas, like, I've had similar things in my life that I've wanted to forget. I've just wanted to stuff it and not remember. And he said, your pain is equal to your passion. And that's what connects you to other human beings. And to hear him kind of share his wisdom in that, and then fast forwarding a little bit more from that, seeing the relationship that he's had with Shani and the kids, it was at a time where I've been a single dad for a very, very long time. And I was really going through a kind of a point in my life where all this was happening, where I kind of had this thing where I almost wished that I didn't have kids. It was a really, really hard time for me. And it would have been so much easier if I didn't have that, because I could have gotten further in my career, and I could have done more things, and I could have traveled, and I could have done all this other stuff. And I was really looking at them more of a burden than, like this privilege. And to see Mark's relationship with Shani and with his family and how passionate he was, it made it cool. Like, it made it okay to be a dad and have that connection. And that, from that point forward, that is what really inspired me to, really work on our relationship with my kids, and have that relationship also, hopefully one day, to have a relationship like you and Mark do, Shani. It's unbelievably inspiring to see that. So, as transparent as he is in all of his teachings, and everything that he does. It's unbelievable to see. So it's very much appreciated. One of the other things, and I'll just close with this, is that, you know, I found out a couple about 14 months ago that Mark was sick, and right around that same time is where my mom was sick too. And my mom had stage 4 ovarian cancer, and you know, I was privileged and fortunate enough to be able to take care of her for the last 14 months. And I texted Mark, you know, at the beginning of this, because this is where we didn't know if we were going to do chemotherapy or how we were going to handle this. I just didn't know. And I texted Mark and you know, kind of acknowledged what was going on, and you know, he responded a little while back, and he said, "Good to know your mom is moving forward with a plan." This is when we, you know, decided to go with chemo. And he said, "Cancer often serves as a beautiful platform for receiving and knowing the depth of how much we are loved. So just continue to love and comfort her as you do. To have a son like you is a reward and a prize for her." And that came from him, and it meant the world. So Mark, you're amazing. I love you, brother. You've made a huge impact on my life, and I love you. Thank you.
Love you, Crystal, so much. Even the conversations you and I have had during this process with Mark, I appreciate you being there for us and our family. Love you.
Love you too.
Shannon, is it cool if I go?
Absolutely.